Hi everyone. In this lecture I will teach you that how you can create this shape in the CST Studio. You can see this shape is the material which is used in this shape is copper, and the thickness of this geometry which is given here is 0.35. You can see the length which is in the y-axis direction, we can say it is 6. The width which is in the x-axis direction is 6, and this slot, the geometry of this slot, which is 0.5 SW, and SL, which is 0.5, which is the length of this slot, and this slot is 0.5 meter away from the side. So we will create this structure in the CST Studio by using these dimensions which we can see here. The material which has been used would be copper, and the thickness will be 0.035 millimeter. So we will go to the CST Studio. So we will open it here, and we will select a brick, and we will keep the name of this object as solid 1. So we can see that this is the length and this is the width of the geometry which we will be creating in the CST Studio. The L is 6. So we will assign a variable W to the X max and L to the Y max. For the Z max, which is the thickness or height, we will assign a variable H. We will click on the preview, and as we know that the width is 6, so we will write 6, and description will be the width. For L, we will write 6, and the description would be length. We will press OK. And then for the height, we will write 0.035, and the description would be height. Then after that, we will press OK, and you can see the geometry has been created. We will zoom out it so that we can see that how this geometry has been formed. Now you will see that this geometry is present at the origin. This geometry is not present at the origin. We can see it here. So we need to change the x min to -w by 2 and the x max to w divided by 2 so that it may shift to the origin along the x-axis. Similarly, we can see that this geometry is not present on the origin along the y-axis, so we will make the y min as -l by w and y max by l by w. So we can see that now this geometry is present exactly at the origin of the xy plane. Now you can see that this geometry is made of copper. So we need to assign material which is copper. So to assign the material, we will write in the material section, we will write, or we can drag this and select the material type. So we will simply write the copper, and we can see that the copper properties has been defined here. We will select and load it, and now we will press OK, and you can see that a solid square type planar object has been created with a height 0.035 and the material type is copper. Now you can see that there are 4 slots around each side, and we know the dimension of each slot. So we need to create different slots here at these. Now I need to find the midpoint of these sides, so I will press M for the midpoint, and when I click it here, the axis will shift to this place. So I know that I would like to create a slot for this. So I will go to the brick, and then I will press the escape and write its name as slot 1. And its G is the gap. This is the gap which is from the starting point its length, which is SL, it is 2.5. So I will define these parameter here. So I will write in the here I will write is SL, and on the upper I will write the SM. So for the height I will write H, and in the preview section I will define this parameter. Since I know that the value of SW is 0.5, which is the slot width, I will write it here, and then I know that the SL, which is 2.5, and I will write it as the slot length. After that I will press OK, and to define the height, which is already been defined, so I don't need to redefine it. Now the slot has been created, but I need to shift it to the center. So I will write it minus SW divided by 2, and in the maximum side I will write plus SW divided by 2. Similarly, I need to define here the value of the Y side. So I will shift this value, which is the Umax, because I don't need to shift it into the in the x-axis direction, right, like this one. So I need to shift it into the middle of the y-axis. So I will write it minus L divided by 2 to plus SL divided by 2. Then in the preview I will see that what change happens. So now we can see that the slot has shifted to the center of the y-axis, but I need to shift this slot up to a g distance from the x-axis. Like you can see that the g value is 0.5, so it should be shifted. So I will write here 0.5. I will write g here, and I will define g as 0.5. G mean gap. So now I have defined the gap, but you can see that the slot has been switched to, I will write plus g here, so that the maximum value of the x should be increased. Now you can see that I have defined the slot. Now I will need to remove this material from the slot. So for that I need first to go into the rotation object so that I may see from different angles. Now you can see this is the slot. After zooming it, you can see that the slot is not precisely at the center of the y-axis. So I need to change the value of the to minus h, so that it may shift it to the center, so that it may properly be overlapped. Now you can see that the slot object is properly, the slot brick is properly overlapping the first large brick, which is patch, the antenna. So now I need to remove this small brick, which is the slot. I need to remove it from the slot. Now if I have to verify the dimension, I will press S and double click on the slot, and you can see that the slot width is 2.5, the slot length is 2.5, so it is fine. Press D for the deselection, and then again press S and double click on this, which is 0.5, so this is fine. Now we will press D or click on the clear pick, so this is fine. And you want to check the gap between these 2 points, then you need to go to the peak and edge center, double click on this again and go to the peak points, and now click on the peak edge center again and double click on this part, show that the distance is being the slot and the starting point of the solid is 0.5, which is fine. So click on clear peak now and press on the space, so our slot is created. And now I want to make another slot. which is, and now I want to make another slot which is on its opposite direction, this one. So this one, so now I am creating this slot. Now for this, click on the slot 1 and go to the transform, click on the mirror and then click on the copy, and we need a copy of the of this one. I need same slot at this point position. For this, write x1 preview, the same slot is created as its mirror on the other side of the solid. So now click on OK, click on complete. One same slot is created on the other side of the slot, and then if you want to check the position between these 2 points, then click, go to pick point, pick edge center, double click on this again, go to the peak point, pick edge center, and then double click on this, and this show that the position, the gap between these 2 points is 0.5. So this is okay. Click on the clear fix. So now press space. Now I would like to create a slot. The shape are drawn, and now I would like to create a slot for this. Click on the slot, click on the solid one and go to the boolean, press on the subtract and then select the shape and also the slot 2 shape. So now press enter. So the slots are created, and now I would like to create these 2 slots. These 2 slots for this again. I am going to zoom this place and press M for the midpoint selection. Double click on this and then press W. It would shift the axis, and then go to the modeling and draw a brick. Press the escape. This would be the slot 2, and the position is in the minimum, and the position in this, the minimum is now, this is the length and this is the width. Now here this would be the SL, and here I would like to be SW, and its height H. As the axes are shifted, so also their points or coordinates are also shifted. Now make a preview of it so that you may see the result. As we can see that this is in the positive x-axis, so we need to shift it to the origin. For that I will change the value of the minimum x-axis to minus SL divided by 2 and the maximum to SL by 2. After the preview, you can see it has been shifted to the center. Now again we need to shift it into the y-axis, so I will change the y-min to G and the y-max to SW plus G. And after making the preview, you can see that it has been shifted, and as we know that the G is 0.5, so now we need to shift it to minus H, because it should overlap the solid one. So at minus H, the preview show that now it overlap the solid one. Now click on this section, local W, to remove these coordinates. So now the coordinates are removed, and then rotate this section. So this is fine. Press space and then go to the solid 2 and click on the transform, mirror and copy. I need this the copy version of this in the y-axis. So now make a view of it, and it is shifted in the y-axis. So click OK, and now click on solid 1, go to the boolean, escape boolean and subtract. Now select these 2 solids, solid 2 and 1, and press enter. So our shape is drawn. As you see in our slotting shape, this one is a slotting shape of antenna. So slotting shape is drawn, in this environment. So, and if you want to change the color, is the color of the shape is this, you want to change the color, click on this and change the material and color, and I am adjusting and changing the color. So this is the color. So click OK and OK. So now our shape is drawn. As you are seeing that we have created a slotting shape in the CST Studio. So this is the slotting shape in the CST Studio, and if you want to check their coordinates, you may also check, press S and double click on this. The width is 2.5, which is fine. Click on the clear pics, so our shape is drawn. So this is a new method in order to create different shapes in the CST Studio. And what is the benefit of assigning these variables? Some variables in the CST Studio. Why we not assign just the coordinate or just the dimension in the CST Studio? The benefit of these variable we may also change any type of material length, and if I want to change the width, I would just write the width is let's suppose I want to change the width from 6 to 8. Press enter and go to home or press F7 parametric update. So these shapes, the shape is changed. And also if we want to change the length, press enter and this will change the length. As we will also you want you to change the slot length, press slot length is 2.5. I want to make it it's less, suppose I want to make it 4. So this would also make convert it into 4 for us. So all slots are changed in this way. If you want to check the height, rotate this and zoom this place, and this is the height. Press S, double click on the height and you can see it is 1, which is fine. Now press D for the deselection, and I want this to be 0.035, which were in this question. So now I won't be checking the height. We'll zoom from this section, click on this and zoom this place, and now press S and double click on which show that the height is 0.035. So this is a new method in order to create different shapes in the CST Studio. If we have given some coordinates and some information about the coordinates.